So hello guys. Hello. So as you all know, it's another some free trading signals that you can actually take note of. So however, after you follow this live stream, please do well to join my Telegram channel so that in case there's any changes to any of the positions that I'll share with you live here on YouTube, you will be able to also catch up with it on my Telegram channel. So make sure you follow my Telegram channel so you don't get to miss out on any of the stuffs. So I'm just so just give so just wait for the little countdown before we actually begin. So I'm just clearing up everything from the chart so that we do a fresh analytics. So now what we have in front of us is actually GBP USD. So as you can see here, we have GBP USD on our table. So now let's do an analytics to actually see where we want to enter on GBP USD and all of that. So as you can see, the time is on your screen right now. It's currently 8:18 a.m. from Ghana, which is 9:18 a.m. in London. So our London session is already active. So when I'm coming to do my analytics, I'll start off from the weekly time frame actually. So the reason why I use the weekly time frame is to actually get a better view of the market position before I decide on what to do. So now let's take a look at this particular market here. We can see on the weekly time frame, the market is currently around an area of resistance. So I'm just going to mark it out. You can see the market is around an area of resistance. However, there are still some few pips away. And looking at over here, you can see that the market is creating higher highs towards that direction. Market is creating higher highs into that direction. So looking at this market right now, we could be looking for a buying and selling opportunity at the same time, depending on where the market actually gets to. So if the market comes over to the area of resistance, we should be more concerned about a sell. So this is a weekly time frame, so we just have to go to the daily time frame as well. So on the daily time frame, we can clearly see that what market is still creating newer higher highs. So we should be looking for a buying opportunity is GBP USD. So let me just clear off everything. So yeah, now let's take a look at it, and then so here's a 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, we can clearly see the little spike. So this part of the market here, I'm not going to consider it that much because it was created by NFP. The NFP market news last week actually created this big candles you see here, so I'm not going to look at it that much. So we are on the 4-hour time frame. So from the weekly and daily, I already know that what I'm looking for buys and sells because the market is approaching a resistance area, which means that it might also still drop off. So now it's time for me to do my main analytics from the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, consider how the market is actually selling off. I see the market is selling off over here. From here, we had a market shift to the downside. We had a market shift at that point. So market side. Over here, we had a minor break of structure. And then Here we had another breakout structure. So all these ones are showing that what the market is actually trending downwards. So you can see the market is actually trending downwards. However, we can look at it clearly that here is where we had a change of character to the upside previously. So this area here is an area of value that we can also be looking forward to. And the market has broken below it already. So since the market has broken below here, I think we should be more looking for sales rather than trying to buy the market. So we should be more concerned about actually getting sales position. So now from here, I'll go over to the 1 hour time frame and then go identify my area of support and resistance, my areas of supply and demand. You can see the whole market is highly noisy due to the news that actually happened last week. So the whole market is noisy on GBP USD. So now let's look at it and see if we can get some good areas to identify areas of supply and demand. So over here is a good area of supply. Here is a good area of supply. Why? Because we had a power move from this area. Here is a power move. You see here we had a power move from it. So that made it a good area of supply. And then the power move from that place actually created the break of structure we witnessed on the 4 hour time frame. You can see this 4 hour time frame break of structure was actually fostered by this place. And then over here, we had a liquidity level. So this was a liquidity level over here. This place here, we consider the liquidity level. So following our trading rules from a video on supply and demand, you see that what that liquidity level actually took out its own highs as well. Actually took out its own highs. So yeah. So if the market comes back to this area, so on GBP USD, we could be looking for sales from 1.28600 level. So we could consider taking sales from this point here. So I'll be dropping every signal on my Telegram channel. So you can also join the Telegram channel later on to actually get some free signals as well. So here is our buy entry or our sell entry on GBP USD. Our stop loss should be above here. Let me see, a maximum of 30 pips actually. That's what I use for my stop loss, and this okay. So this is exactly what we'll be trading on GBP USD. So for GBP USD, we'll patiently wait for the market to actually come to this top here. We'll be looking for sales because the market is approaching an area of resistance, and at the same time, we can see that the market has had serious sell-offs from these areas. So for that reason, once the market come back here, we could be looking for a sell. So the entry details are simple. Let me just type them out for you on GBP USD. Our first outlook on GBP USD. So let me just get my test too. So let me just delete that off. So first outlook on GBP USD, which is GU. Sell, entry. So we'll be looking for an entry. So once the market actually comes back into this area of supply, this area of supply were identified here. So once the market tap into this area, we'll be waiting for a 15-minute candle to close bearish. So for those of you taking this signal, here's the advice I have for you. Number one, wait for the market to come into this area of supply. You can see it here. Here is the area of supply. Let me just open it up so you can take the coordinates and then type it out at your own end. So here are the coordinates of it. The area of supply is between 1.28704 and 1.28467. So now once we are waiting for the market to actually come into here. So what we are waiting for is for this market to come into here. The market should come into here and they give us a bearish close downwards again. So once we get that bearish close downwards on the 15 minutes, then we can boldly take the entry. Remember what I said. Once the market gets in there, you don't enter until you get the bearish close that the market is coming downwards before you should considering taking an entry position on it. So if you don't see that, then don't take an entry position immediately. So that's what I have for you on this rule. So first of all, wait for the market to pull into that area, gives you the bearish close to the downside, and then you take your entry from the 15-minute time frame. You need a bearish close on the 15-minute time frame. So in general, here is your entry details. Sell from 1.224 1.28426, and your stop loss should be, so your stop loss is at 1.28784, and your take profit. So looking at the take profit position here, this is a solid 1:3. Yeah, this whole area should be covered by the market. So we are setting our extreme take profit at 1.27078. Yeah, we could be looking to take our profit at this point here. So here is the outlook number 1 on GBP USD. So as I already said, follow me on my Telegram channel, join my Telegram channel, because I will personally be taking this trade as well. So I will also drop them in my Telegram channel. So make sure you are there in case there's any change of bias and any change of the entry point. I will drop it over there for you to actually get access to. So here is the first outlook on GBP USD. And then the next we need to consider on GBP USD that the market is also an uptrend that is actually coming back downwards on the higher time frame. So we could be looking for an area of demand way below here. So now let me push the whole market together. We could be considering an area of demand from this point here as well. So this point here, we could be considering taking buys from this area as well. Consider it's a very long area where we could be considering buys as well. So we could be considering taking buys from that point of the market as well. And also this point here. So these are 2 points where we could be considering buys as well. So the first point to consider buy is actually around so this is a 1.26880. So in case the market should crash down to 1.26880 without testing this top here, then we could be looking for buys around this area, because these are strong areas of demand as well. As you can see, this one had a power move from it, and then this one also had a power move from it. So for that reason, we could also be considering buys from this point in the market as well. This power move here give us what to call the first market shift to hard over here. So that alone tells you how strong that place will be. So let me just mark it out. So let me put it at this low here, yeah. So from here we could be looking for a good buys as well. So in case you don't want to miss out on them, as I already said, all you have to join my Telegram channel, and then you are going to catch up with every single thing. You can take buys from here, but in case this one doesn't hold, all still the same information I shared with you. Once the market gets here, wait for a bullish close. So if you want to buy, wait for a bullish close on the 15-minute time frame before you take your buy. And if you want to sell, wait for a bearish close on the 15-minute time frame before you sell. So if the market actually comes back this low without taking into our buy our sell-off position, then we could be looking for a very long buy from here with 1 to 7.3 risks to reward. Or at the same time, we could be looking for buys from this last extreme level. So within the week, these 3 places are likely to play out, because the market will eventually get to one of these places. So now that is the first signal I have on my list. My main entry on GU is actually to sell if the market comes to this top here. But in a situation whereby the market doesn't get to this top, then we could be looking forward to buy from these other 2 zones. So this I will just keep them up and then move on to the next. Now let's take a look at the next. So this actually, I'm going to the next, which is EURUSD. So this EURUSD, which is the one we actually got a 1:5 risks to reward last week. Yeah, so I'm coming on EURUSD already. So now let's take a look at Euro USD from the daily time frame. With cautious look, Euro USD on the daily time frame is sitting at a perfect area of resistance. You can see Euro USD is already sitting at this area of resistance, which shows that what SEB momentum might come in. So from there, let's come back to the 4-hour time frame as usual. Okay, you can see that Euro USD is already creating a rejection at this point here. So looking at Euro USD, we should be looking for a sell. So for that reason, let me look for some old supply areas at this backside here, because the overall market trend is sitting at an area of resistance which the market has tested several times without being able to break above. So all these analytics are actually coming on a very higher time frame. So please know that I'm using the 1-hour time frame. The 15-minute time frame is only for entries. I don't do any other thing on the 15-minute time frame. It's solely for my entries. Okay. So on Euro USD, here is where we have our supply area. Here's the supply area we have on Euro USD. Way back over here. So this was December 29th, 2020 USD. And you can see this place was also a power move. You can see the bearish candles that followed immediately. And then we had a tap out from this area as well. That took out this low to create. I think that created the first market shift. Yeah, that created the first market shift. So on Euro USD, we could be looking for sales at that very top. So until Euro USD get here, we won't be looking for sales. That is the only place where sales can come in. And then secondly, looking at it, we can get some areas of supply and demand here. Let me come over to the 4-hour time frame. So please, when I'm trading supply and demand actually requires high level of patience. If you cannot develop patience, then you end up taking a lot of trades that you shouldn't get yourself. This Euro USD is trending upward, and then it's still far from this area of supply here, which is 1.106 level. We could also be looking for some buys within this point here. We'll be looking for some buys within those areas as well. And then also looking for some buys from this point. So yeah, this is the only outlooks we have on Euro USD. Number one, on Euro USD, we could wait for a push to this level. We can wait for a push to this level and then we'll look for buys, or we'll wait for the market to actually break out on this resistance. So or wait for the market to break out of this resistance, give out supply, then we could be looking for sales, because the market is actually going to crash from that area of supply, from that area of resistance. Here, remember we had an area of resistance frame. Let me go back to show you that. So you see on the daily time frame we had an area of resistance here, and the market is still not able to break above it yet. However, since the market is creating some swing highs, so if you look at it carefully here, the market is still creating some higher highs. Here we had a high, and then here we have another high as well. So the market is still giving us this break of structures to the higher side. So break and another break of structure to the top side on the daily time frame. Candle you see here can break above this place, so probably we get a break above this top here, then we could be looking for buys opportunity. But if the market is unable to break above this resistance, just stay away from looking for buys and then look for sales after the market has created some decent move. That is the advice I have for you, because you can see the last time the market came here, it always creates massive falls from that area. So in a situation whereby the market fails to create any sort of movement from here, so if the market is unable to break above the 1.09730 level here, then we should be more cautious, more concerned about looking for sales instead of buys. But in a situation whereby the market closes full, we are looking for entry at that point once the market pulls back to that area of demand, and then our take profit is at 1.10399, and then our stop loss at 1.08904. Looking forward to actually trade Euro USD from. So anything apart from this, we are not taking any trade on Euro USD. So on Euro USD, we should be looking for a buy because the overall market trend is an uptrend. So yeah, the buys is the best option to take on this very market. So no need to confuse yourself looking for sales at this point here. So within this point whereby the market is, we should be more concerned about looking for buying opportunity rather than selling. So for those of you asking about Euro USD, here you actually have it over here. Euro USD is actually here now. So here you have Euro USD. So now let's move on to the next market on our list. So remember what I said, whenever the market pulls back into this area of supply and demand, don't take your trade immediately until you get a bullish close into the direction we are actually trading. So if the market pull here, that doesn't mean you should take your trade immediately. Patiently wait until you get a 15-minute bullish close that shows that what the market is going upward before you take your trade. If it doesn't show you that, you trade in the market. So that is it. Now let's move on to the next one on my list. I just want to round up with all the signals options I have on my diary here, and then we'll move on to different markets. So here we have GBP USD. GBP Australian dollar. As usual, I'll start from the daily time frame also. So here are the forex pairs I trade: USD, GBP USD, Euro USD, GBP AUD, and then GBP JPY, and then a Australian dollar US dollar. So those are the pairs in forex that I actually trade. Now let's look at Euro GBP AUD. So let me just refresh it. Let's look at the weekly time frame. Okay. So on the weekly time frame, we have our highest point at this very top here on Euro USD. On GBP GBP AUD. So, and then the market is still giving us this uptrend vibes. You can see even on the weekly time frame, the market has actually tapped at that area but give us an instant rejection. But that doesn't really count over here. So let me come back to the daily time frame from here. So let me go back to the 4-hour time frame. Okay, looking at GBP USD on the GBP Australian dollar on the 4-hour time frame, we haven't gotten a good area to mark our supplies and demand yet. So let me look at the 1-hour time frame. So for this particular market, we are looking for only buys on GBP AUD. Our only outlook on this market is to take buy trades. Anything from that, I'm not getting in. So now let's look for where we'll be taking our buy trade. So here is where we had a shift to the upside. We had a shift at this point, and from this shift here, we have this area here. Looking forward to. So let me see to make sure that this area of stop loss is not above 30 pips. So this is about 60 something pips actually. So let me narrow it down by going to the 15-minute time frame. Remember, our stop loss positions are not to be above 50 pips. So my stop loss positions, I make sure they are not above 30 pips. So for that, okay, we can refine it to this point here. Yep, here is it. So let me see how many pips are left over here. 41 pips, okay, considerable. 41 instead of 50 pips is actually considerable. Once the market moves into our direction, we can actually lower it down. So looking at the 15-minute time frame, yeah, the market will not react from here, the part here. Here's a good area of demand as well, but since these two places are very close, I'll take the extreme one, because the extreme one is where the market will actually prefer reacting from in order for them to get a better entry. So for GBP AUD, the outlook is very far away. Our outlook on GBP AUD is actually far away, which might take weeks or days to actually compare. Whatever thing can happen, news can just push the market to our entry. So for GBP AUD, we are waiting for a massive fall, and then we can be considering taking buys from that level and then targeting this top here. So that will be a very long ride on GBP AUD. So entry on GBP AUD, simply wait for the market. Market is currently at 1.98261. So our entry is waiting for this market to come back to 1.96843. So here is GBP AUD. Let me just click on it. GBP AUD is simply buy from 1.96843. We are looking for buys from this point, and then our take profits at 2.0. So if we buy at this point, we should be taking our profit at 2.0, and then our stop loss positions will be at 1.96314. That's very close, instant stop loss position. So yeah, this is our entry on GBP AUD. We wait for the market to pull back to this last area of demand that it created, and then from there we'll get in and then let the market give us the sweet ride that we are looking for. So GBP AUD is a straightforward market, as you can see on my chart here. So you can take a screenshot. Let me just open the entry details for you again. Just take a screenshot of these details, and that is it. So we are looking for a sweet buy from this area here, and if you are buying from here, this place will be our area of take profit one. Actually, this place here will be our area of take profit one, and then once the market gets here, we can decide to close some part of our trade and then let the rest of it actually ride on. And that's about how many pips. So this is about almost that we're actually aiming for, provided that the market is able to drop down to this level. But in case the market doesn't drop down, then our outlook might change within the week. As I said, I will be dropping whatever change that I make in my Telegram channel. So next up is GBP JPY, which is my favorite pair. So from here, so I'm going to kick off from the daily time frame. Now this market have a serious sell-off. We all can see how serious the sell-off was from here, and that was really massive here, and that was really massive. Whoop. GBP USD for GBP JPY for some time actually, because I noticed the Japanese government will intervene. So at this point here, we had some good entry. So yeah, on GBP JPY we have a good markup from here on the daily time frame. You can see this is a daily demand level, which means that it's very strong. So we have the daily demand from here. So I'm going to go over to the 4-hour time frame actually.